Oh, man. We're ready to finish Metroid Prime 2 tonight. Maybe a little bit tired, but my motivation to see this to the end is pushing me forward. Okay, let's see. Right, gonna work my way back to that ventilation area. Man, it would have been nice if I had, like, found time near the end of last stream to, like, make a pit stop at the ship, just because that would really have helped with, like, refilling my resources, but I'll just keep going with what I got. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, because, like, I'm pretty damn excited to get to the end of this again. Even knowing full well that it's, like, just how much longer this game has been to go about 100% playthrough compared to Prime 1. Oh yeah, I guess there was nothing up there. Figured I had to check. Okay. Yep. Back to Sanctuary Fortress. Alright. So... yeah, we're making our way back over there. Because we got us, I believe it was a tunnel that obviously requires the use of a power bomb. Come on. Come on, start spinning. Got it. Alright. Back to it. Yep. They did it once in the first Prime game. They somehow seemed fit to do it again a second time. Just straight up give you another tunnel that you need to use a power bomb on. But invert it, surprisingly. Make you use it so that you just, that you blow it open from the outside as opposed to inside. Which I guess is different enough. Okay, there we go. Mm-hmm. Now then, where do we go? Right, okay. So I'll just head to the opposite end of the culling chamber. Good old screw attack gets us across these gaps. So, just right into the hive reactor. What do we got? Oh yeah, that's right. And to that. Where is... I guess it's fine. Alright, so... Let's see. Oh, yeah, right. This is like this is where like that main reactor was like in the light world. Yeah, that's right. You get here for the first time in Dark World as soon as you can use the screw attack. Makes sense. Right, down to the bottom. And not right now. I think this cache... Is it a refill spot? Yeah, it is. There's a recharge icon. Good. Finally. You know, I guess it was fine that I didn't need to, like, make the pit stop back over to the ship to refill, because this'll solve that problem right here. All those missiles back, and beam ammo. And power bombs, too. Just blow this open now. Save our progress. That light suit is just unbelievably slick. Like I'm still partial to the dark suit more by comparison. But obviously like both go for like very strong and unique aesthetics for each of them, you know? Makes it quite refreshing after how like all other games just generally go for, you know, they generally just settle on doing a regular palette swap of the various suits. Yeah, okay, we can just keep going past. Alright, I think there's something... Dark energy processing system. Ah, yep, there it is. Just dark versions of those old scarabs. Okay. Now we're already out here because we know that there's an ink cache with a sky key, a sky temple key, somewhere around here. Double check where to go. Okay, that's okay, not that. Can we go up this side? Yes, but there's no wall jump panels. Right, okay. Yeah, pretty much no choice. Just gotta screw attack right through these things. Ah! Too soon. There we go. Just paste it out a bit better. Now, where? Ah, yes. It's up top that way. Oh, come on. Okay, that was kind of bull. It should have activated when I had the... whatever. Ah, there it is. There. Now we're a third of the way done with this key hunt. Okay, no, that's not a teleport beam. I have no idea why I thought to walk into that. Whatever. Okay, now to just make our way back to the light world. We're done here. Gotta say, even though that this is like already right at the tail end. Yeah, that's right. I forgot the dark cloud was basically shielding a light beacon. And that's an easy way to deal with those. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like, even though I'm playing through like the final couple hours approximately of Prime 2, because we're about to finish it. Even going through this ending stuff again, sure is nice and refreshing to be back to something like this after just kind of in my free time, like, playing all the way through like the first Halo campaign again in like the first time in about 15 years. Just because curiosity got the better of me after first just messing around with the with that PC version, the old one, pre-Master Chief collection. So you would have to like mess with the installing custom edition and whatnot. And it does kind of feel like I was effectively just kind of playing through that against my better judgment, because it was like the benefits of of controlling it with like a mouse and keyboard and super high frame rate was extremely nice, but it made it very clear after a while that like I had really suppressed the memories of just how much I just do not like that game's campaign past the halfway point. Actually, scratch that. Not even just past the halfway point. Basically, just everything after Silent Cartographer, and it just reminds me where, like, I'm just not a big fan of, like, how they use their, like, room design or just, like, the stuff that they introduce with, like, with enemies from that point on. Like, just non-Covenant ones. But I guess just like the difference now compared to when I played it back then is that because I wasn't having to deal with that frustration combined with how much I did not like playing that on a gamepad, I am now left more conflicted on my thoughts about that game. Because it's like, it's really nice to play that with a control method and performance that is so much smoother than it ever was capable of in 2001. But then you play it and just realize that, like, yeah, it fixes those particular problems, but not all of them. And a lot of those other problems are way more numerous than the issue of like, trying to precision aim with an analog stick sucks compared to a mouse. Oh well. It's an alright game. It's not this, though, that's for sure. A game which ran at 60 FPS on its console at launch and doesn't feel awkward playing on a gamepad because it's trying to not design itself like it's a PC shooter that got downported to a lesser platform. It's really so much of like the core difference. Man, it's kind of rude how like those are, how like those bomb drops are paced out in a way that like they explicitly want you to literally stop as soon as you get as close as you reasonably can before heading forward. But I'm impatient and don't want to stop because I feel that just breaks the flow. Sup, Brath? We're near the end of Prime 2. Hope you've been having a good day. Just got done with yoga stretches. Fair enough, yeah. Admittedly, I'm pretty sure that, like, the most interesting part about, like, this final stretch will obviously be once we get all the keys and we can just do the final string of bosses. You know? Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I gotta get used to the fact that there are more of these beams that just act as a teleport now that you have the light suit. Okay. But yeah, not much else missed besides that. Just kind of commenting on how nice this game still is. And that I had finished playing through the first Halo campaign again. To donate to fight cancer. Sure, okay. Yeah. Yeah, GDQ jokes, I get it. Kick cancer in the butt, kill the animals. Is that all of it? We got... Okay. To kind of preview to runs in their infancy. Oh, yeah. I definitely need to sit down and, like, and get to watching one of those runs in full. Because I've definitely been seeing them, like, pop up on my recommends. But yeah, even now, I'm still, even as, like, my main Metroid focus, some say the dread of Prime games. Hey, let's not go there. You already laid claim to this being the Majora's Mask of Prime games. I don't think you get to extend that to, like, multiple game comparisons. You only get one, my dude. Okay, now you're just doing this to spite me. Okay. That's done. We can go back to Aegon. Yeah. Light suit's dope. For sure, yeah. Reactor, same pros. Yeah, it makes for, like, a very nice contrast to, like, what you get used to over time with, like, the dark suit, you know? Like, I was even mentioning before, like, both this and the dark suit are, like, it's very refreshing to see them, like, come up with, like, these designs and that they that they don't settle for the typical, like, just various suit recolor. Don't like the Luminoth looking suit. Here in this reactor, I go to join my fallen mates in final rest. Though I die with honor, a shame falls on my house, blah blah blah, until the key I seek reaches its destination. Yeah. We'll have to be back here in the dark world soon enough. Oh yeah, that's right. I have to boost ball off here. Even Fusion with the all-new suit was kind of afraid to go there, though I get GBA screen reasons. Yeah. Generally, I find that the concept of the Fusion suit overall, like it's a strong design. I think just like the general problem, like even outside of like GBA screen limitations, was that its various suit recolor was like garbage. It's kind of it's not very good no matter how you shake it. The gravity suit color for the Fusion suit is fine, but that's only just because it's like it going back to purple is like not that far off from like what its like base color was, which was blue. Yeah, pretty much. It's like it is so iconic in its default form that it's really hard to like get behind like the recolors that happen as you like increase in power. Because even when you're in games that just have like the traditional various suits, you know, it's always satisfying once you get the gravity suit because they make that purple look good. Okay, we'll just go up here. And through this door. Yep, sand processing. Should be able to find another missile expansion. Yes, hint system, I know. That is exactly what I'm doing. Big hope with Prime Force wild suits again. That'd be real nice, yeah. At the very least, with how long it's been, it's like I have to imagine that like even like the various suits in that like Samus will have by default has to have like some noticeable updates in its designs. Like it has to. But they also managed to like do that while also having real crazy updated suits that you pick up that go beyond recolors. That'd be fantastic. There we go. Now, bioenergy production, right. Which, I forget, I think that, like, the cheat sheet I have, I think is telling me, actually, that that's the, like, that might be an energy tank I already got a while ago. Kind of hoping for some ridiculous new mechanic like Squad Tactics or Apes Odyssey style mind control. Wow, that'd be Yeah, that would really like put quite a spin on things. Thinking there's a fear with Prime 4 is playing it the playing it too safe fear. Best thing about Prime is they're pretty distinct each time. Yeah, that's absolutely like my big concern. It's like I myself don't even mind like going back to a very deeply interconnected world on a single planet or something like that where the way it's connected isn't as obvious. Because Prime 2, like, its world design is very obvious that it's built around a hub area and then having its distinct areas branch off from there. You know, and it works for what it is, especially because, you know, eventually you get shortcuts in between those extra 3 zones, so it works out. But I would hope that, like, in trying to go back to that for a Prime 4, if that's what they're doing, that hopefully it wouldn't be playing it too safe as a result. You know? I mean, Dread was basically went for the same thing with going back to that tight, interconnected world, and it did it with, like, a lot of unique touches to it. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Oh, man. It didn't suck them in. It sucks. Yeah, absolutely. But in fact, actually, I'd say that this is ideally what I'd want. Still have, like, the Prime 1 style, super intricate, interconnected world. You know? But revisit the ship concepts from Prime 3. You know? And basically, you know, kind of similarly to how, like, Dread basically went with the idea of, you know, let's just, on top of elevators and trams connecting areas, let's also just give you Castlevania-style teleporters. You know? Do that for Prime, but instead of obvious teleporters, just have it be the ship. Go back and forth between different landing zones and things like that. Because that was definitely a part of, like, the world design in Prime 3 that I definitely liked, and how you went about it. Obviously, they had way more extensive ideas about what they wanted the whole thing to be with the ship, because, like, they even went as far as, like, they were trying to plan that game, I think, just to basically be an open-world Metroid game, you know, by whatever metric that means, obviously. But it was clearly something where they were wanting it to be, like, way bigger and more expansive than just, like, the kind of tight, confined rooms that you had throughout Prime 1 and 2. It's funny how one of the Prime concepts had a warrior Chozo as a rival. God, yeah. Wait, trying to remember which game it was specifically that might have been. Maybe it was Prime 1? I don't know. I know that, like, Prime 1 is where the Chozo mattered the most because you had to deal with those fucking ghosts. They were kind of annoying and all that. Think Prime 2? Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised considering, like, the wild, crazy ideas they did end up having. Oh, man. Oh, wow, that's, Man, you just, like, brought me a blast from the past. Think about that Switch Bowl game rethinking where you're the space pirates trying to dungeon keep the defense of a ruined Chozo planet to stop the hunter from getting all the powers and defeating you. Honestly, I'd be pretty down for that. I'm all for like just on like if there has to be like other like spin-offs of like in the Metroid universe, like forget stuff like Federation Force where they were like, let's focus more on the Galactic Federation. No, let's focus on the space pirates and just show how absolutely insane like their science team and just how comically inept in a lot of things that they are, you know? Like they're meant to be like like, on the surface portrayed as this big, persistent galactic menace, but deep down, when you read all the logs, you know they're just idiots. They are so in over their heads. Ridley won't just die and leave them alone. Keeps going through the armies like damn cardboard boxes. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Oh boy, more of these. Hold on. Suddenly, I just remembered, like, what I ended up doing during that final stretch of Metroid Prime 1, where it's like, too many Metroids? Powerbomb them. That's the solution. Okay, so... gotta get into the storage room right over there. And then... now, hopefully... what I do in this next room will trigger the next thing I need in order to get the next set of scans. Yeah, not going through there yet. Just gotta head back. Yep. Metroid cocoons. Now, there we go. And look at that. Little baby Metroids. Feel like I always miss this scan. Yeah, it's one of those... like, it is absolutely one of those scans where it's like, it's looking for you passing through a room, going X amount of distance, or... no, not time. Definitely distance from it in order to, like, basically unload any sort of previous enemies and then reload in new ones. Like, it is quite fascinating how Retro, like, approaches, like, kind of the scripting of, like, things that end up changing in certain rooms as a game progresses. Like, the majority of it, from what I understood, was actually primarily based around, like, when you collected an item. As opposed to, like a pure story sequence. Okay, so we got those. Which actually, I'm forgetting. Does that even count as like a... what's the status on research? Yeah, research is at 100%. Yeah, that meter is full. So yeah, we're getting real close on the logbooks. This is great. Okay, now we can go back to the Pirates Command Center. Usually a reload in the primes is just going 2 doors away. These progress-based flags are a mystery. Yeah, definitely. What about the Spider Guardian, though? I got the Spider Guardian. I already told you about what happened when you left the stream that night, Wrath. That was an already, like, huge bungle of, like, unforeseen consequences. Prove it? Okay, sure, motherfucker, let's go. Alright. Creatures. Dark Ether, Guardians, Sub-Guardians. This menu system is cracked out. Bam! There it is. Got it. Man, like, that... Still don't believe you. Wrath in here being a Spider Guardian truther. I see what you're getting at. You have to save online confirmed. Oh man. Now you can check the records. Oh my god. Everyone against me. Alright, what the fuck do I need to do? I'm already in here, so... Right. Yes, that's right. Portal. Seriously, though, I still cannot believe it ended up as such that I had to fight the Spider Guardian 3 times. And the reason for fighting it 3 times wasn't because it killed me twice. It was because of other, much stupider fucking reasons. Okay, come on. Come on, you bastards. Get in here. Yep. Come on. Okay. You cannot defeat the Truth Visor Fact Beams combination. Ugh. Oh, Lord. Pin access. All right. Ooh. Oh god, that's right. This is one of those. One of these puzzles right here. Yeah. Blue mites. Kill these. Yeah, we'll just head up this way. I forget, just... hold on. Right, I gotta find the power bomb expansion somewhere around here. Wait, hold on, that's right. I could just go underground here. Right. Duh. Light suit just makes me immune to dark water. Makes sense. There, now to just keep moving forward to where the next Sky Temple key is. Ow. Get up there. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Wait, phase on site. Ah, yes. Right. Okay. Now I'm remembering the what's coming up here. A couple rooms from now, we're gonna be getting our second. Well, no, technically third charge combo. I keep forgetting that super missile counts as one, but you get super missile so early because of how much of it's a requirement that I always like forget, like the numbering, because we already got near the end of last time we got the what was it? Yeah, the Dark Burst, which is the Dark Beam's charge combo, in which we create a black hole. You know, just casually, because that's how Samus be. Everything in our arsenal is just like a pocket-sized weapon of mass destruction. The dark Metroids. Mm-hmm. Yeah, at the very least, it's like you look at these and you go, yeah, like these are Metroids, but they're clearly not like immediately identifiable as being the Metroids, you know? So like that's something. I'd say the practical use case for those charge combos is if you really, really just want to get an entire room out of the way. Because, at least from what I remember, it's like the Dark Burst, it's a black hole, it sucks in enemies. That's pretty powerful, and I feel like it's not nearly as effective as you'd like on flying enemies, but for like the ground-based ones that don't have as much mobility, it absolutely, like, choose through them. Then there's the Sunburst, which is specifically for the for like the light beam, and that one we'll know for sure once we get it, because it had been a while since I've seen it. But based on the description I read, just like checking, you know, like old like FAQs and whatnot, it basically is this. I feel the description makes it sound like it is a BFG made of light. Like, it just shoots out like a blinding white orb that ends up like shooting out tendrils that seek out nearby targets. But that's not what we're getting. What we're getting is the sonic boom. Keeping in tune with looking like tumors. Oh yeah, yeah. That's Metroids to a T. Yeah. Sonic Boom, meanwhile, just feels very much like it's an AoE, like, big explosion with one of the raddest looking visual effects that this game gives you. Okay. Now that we got that, we can head on over to the location of the next, Sonic Boom's okay, but the Flash Kick is really Guile's bread and butter. Yeah, I know. Different game, though. That, or depending on your perspective, it's a really catchy Sonic the Hedgehog theme. Or a cartoon of the same name. Samus with the tats of the Galactic Federation on her bicep. Shooting up all the space pirates and just telling them afterwards to go home and be a family... something or whatever. Clearly not a man. not like a human male or whatever. But you know what I mean. Actually, you know, hold on. This will be overkill, but let's see. Oh, come on. Yeah. Yeah, it just instantly annihilates everything. Okay. Now then. Yeah, we're in Dark Oasis. Unless we missed something. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Right, of course. Power bomb. Right, that's the inglet. ABC, always be scanning. Ain't that the truth? Okay, but seriously, there should be... Oh, yeah. Completely overkill. But I still felt the need to do it. Okay, I do want to double check one thing. Oh, wait. Yeah, I actually did already get the ink storms right. Okay. Must have scanned those a long time ago. Okay. We're still on track. That's good. Yeah, so that's about 5 keys down, actually. Nice. Ugh. Ugh. My biggest challenge yet, I'm just trying to get around this stupid stalactite. Okay. It's no Spider Guardian. Yeah. Now then, Oasis access, doomed entry. Okay, yeah, Battleground is next. Wow. Wow, two Sky Temple keys in fairly close proximity to each other, I'm realizing. Not bad. Okay. I will say, though, obviously I'm making this, like, look pretty, like, the whole process of getting these keys is, like, pretty smooth as is, you know, just because I have the foresight to have, like, a walkthrough on hand as far as, like, the order in which to do things. But I'll still maintain that I feel like a lot of what they try and go for with like basically having this kind of end game key fetch quest, it doesn't feel as deserved, considering that like a whole lot of what you're doing for the majority of the game is basically just a key hunt anyway. You know, it hits differently as a result, as opposed to like when you realize you need to get the Chozo artifacts at the end of Prime 1. Oh, that is so good. It burns through your ammo like crazy, but it's so good. Ah, yes. Invisible platforms. First blind run of this game tends to take like 3 to 5 times longer. Yeah, it absolutely. It's definitely not easy to like find your way around when you're not when you're completely unfamiliar with the layout and what the game is expecting of you. Okay, right. I need to actually stay on the top this time. I realized I had the right idea when I was approaching that room. I just completely forgot about the... That's what I'm looking for, the invisible platforms. I know the order to go in, just not, like, the immediate solution for every single puzzle that a room has. Because where would be the fun in that? In a lot of cases, just the most that I typically require when playing through this is that I just need, like to be confirmed that the direction I'm going in is the correct one. It's how I handled going through the Castlevania games when I streamed them, like the GBA and DS ones, just having like the whole map and like ordering like in what order you're supposed to take on the bosses, and then it's all good. Yeah, I'm gonna see if they can come a bit more my way. Because I don't want them to knock me off or anything. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Nice. Nice. Huh. Didn't even need to use Sonic Boom on that. Nice. Okay. Oh, God. Circle of the Moon's Dracula fight. Like, don't even remind me. No! Oh, man. Do over. But yeah, Circle of the Moon was just so brutal. Like, the fact that, like, the people that normally work on an Igavania, like the people specifically that are, like, in Igarashi's team, the fact that they weren't on that, like, makes it so clear just, like, how rough that game feels as far as like trying to tap into that style. To the point where it always like kind of baffles me that like that for some people like that's not considered the worst of the GBA Castlevanias. Like Harmony of Dissonance is somehow worse. When it's like no, it like yeah, Harmony of Dissonance, it has, like, the dual world mechanic, which, you know, now that I've refreshed myself on how this game goes, it's like it's obviously handled way worse in Castlevania than it is in this game. a little too RNG with the game feature drops for my taste, but that's something I don't care with for most of them. Yeah, I think that's also the other thing is that once you realize that like later games like Aria of Sorrow exist and that it does the random drops on like for like enemy souls like at a much more reasonable click, that it becomes a lot harder to get behind the whole DSS system. That was a satisfying boom. Nice. Okay, so we got that that key. Yeah, we could also now take this super missile door. Warrior's Walk. Should also have another missile expansion that we can get in here. Ah, yeah. Here. Telluric alloy. Like, DSS is fine as far as having an arsenal of powers, but if you're at the end of the game and are missing like 8 of the cards you messed up somewhere, you messed up somewhere, and the less said about a health item drops. Yeah. That's really a problem. Because similarly, when I streamed that game, I still was, I'm pretty sure, had like, not just less than half, I'm pretty sure less than a quarter of the possible cards that you can get in that game. And like, the lack of, like, proper health drops is, like, when I realized that, that was, like, I think the biggest thing that fed into the theory I had about that game, in that that I feel it started development as something that's supposed to be like a classic Castlevania. It wasn't until partway through they decided to like retool it into like a game resembling Symphony of the Night, and that ended up causing massive problems. That's how it felt to me. Alright, so where's Junction site? Ah, yes. Exit and then take a left. Oh, it wasn't even up here. No need to do that screw attack, whatever. Just feel like the expectations of the Japanese market for RPGs and the US ideas have a bit of an acceptable frustration gap. I could kind of see that. I think a lot of that just might be more from the... already just from, like, the difference in, like, what kind of gameplay focuses do each side of the world prefer when it comes to RPGs. Because even in the realm of JRPGs, in, like, the modern context, it's, like... I'm sure I don't need to remind you of, like, the dozens upon dozens of games, be it from Square or otherwise, that go all in on trying to have, like, some manner of unique combat system that isn't just simple turn-based. And having all kinds of, like, weird systems built around, like, items that can be randomly dropped as a result of that. Whereas with, like, Western RPGs, like, at least, like, traditionally and way back, there's always been more, like, they were clearly designed by people that, like, spent a lot of time playing tabletop games and just built, like, their systems around, like, those same fundamentals and, you know, emphasizing story and, like, character involvement in their own ways. So yeah, it's not surprising that, like, that acceptable frustration gap literally applies to whenever it comes to, like, RPGs on the Japanese side of things going in an especially grindy situation. Or direction, rather. Okay, we'll go to the door all the way at the other end. All right. Let's see. Oh, duh. It was over there. They literally designed this room that they try and lead you to go to the far end thinking that's where it is. It gets disheartened that you find nothing there, turn around, and then there's like an obvious morph ball tunnel in plain sight with that fucking like missile tank right inside. It's like, oh, you cheeky bastards. Cool, now we just go to the portal site and back to the light world. Nice. Should be in Dark Aegon for now. Did someone say cheeky? Yeah, what about it? That's clearly what a lot of like the designers on this game were all about. That's what they like what their modus operandi was. Watch out, you'll summon gags if you say it 3 times like Candyman. I'm surprised it's that and not just me continuing to like just rag on him for continuing to have faith in Halo. And that it'll somehow still be good. Let's see if Dark Burst will work in here. Or not. Screw it. There we go. Get in there. Good. Now we can head back to the other side. They should just mask off and put out a cookie-cutter sequel to Halo each year like an EA Sports game. Funny thing is, I'm pretty sure they were trying to do that at one point. Like, I'm trying to remember exactly, like, was ODST, like, did ODST come out in 2008 or 9? Because I feel like depending on when that was, that might have been when Microsoft tried to go the annual route. I at least knew that Reach was, like, trying to be the start of it, because that was 2010. Then a year later, they put out Halo Anniversary, because that was 10 years since the first. 2012 was Halo 4. Oh, wait, there wasn't anything for 2013. Okay, so I guess they skipped a year. Then 14 was Master Chief Collection. And 15 was Halo 5. Yeah, so they tried. They tried so hard just as far as a way of keeping it relevant when they knew, when they were hit with the reality that they that they somehow agreed to let Bungie go independent again and realize they lost the people responsible for, like, the biggest draw that their brand has. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely felt like... Yeah, I'm thinking the more I am thinking about it, it definitely does feel like it was trying to start around 2010, because I'm sure ODST was 08. Like, that whole thing, that Halo 3 ODST, the whole point was that it was supposed to be like a standalone DLC thing that's like an expansion pack of Halo 3. So they were kind of naturally able to, like, pump it out a lot faster, because that's kind of how expansions go. Can't wait for Minecraft 2K22 to drop. Yeah, just whatever that looks like. Minecraft Battle Passes, sure, why not? Okay, let's get the Dark Burst another try. Oh, nice. These may not always be practical or easy to use, but you cannot deny just how glorious these charge combos can be when you see them in action. That's definitely something, actually, that, like, Prime 4 absolutely has to revisit, considering that they dropped it from 3, was the idea of, like, switchable beams and like, charge beam combos. Because, yeah, like these charge combos, they're optional. That much is, like, obviously known, but that's... But it's still fun to get them because the effects they have are, like, so distinct. Okay, hopefully... I'm trying to remember, where is it that I need to go to find the missile expansion around here? Oh, wait! Problem solved. Yep. More Denzium equals more power bombs. Oh, right. Shoot into a spider ball track. Got it. Now back to the mining plaza. And then, once we get an E-tank, we'll start wrapping things up over in Torvis Bog. Alrighty. Oh wow, I completely forgot that that was a thing there. Right, okay, yeah. This is going to be another area where I get to use the Sonic, the Annihilator Beam and Echo Visor, Sonic Visor, whatever you call it. Okay. So we just gotta move these, and we can get to the energy tank. They're just built up a fairly decent set of mechanics, traditions they can draw from. They don't want to push people to new hardware sales, so it'll be whatever they can do to push the tech limits, I guess. Yeah, that probably seems right. Yeah, I just hope that, you know, as far as what it was that I was gonna say, just because of how, like, the whole project initially started as a result of them, of Nintendo, like, originally giving it to someone else that wasn't Retro, and then having to restart development, that there's still, that like, 2 to 3 years of time will still be enough for them to, like, push as much as they can. This precision spin jump is such a fight. Oh, God, yeah. Time for, gotta be real good about, how to time these screw attack jumps. So, yeah, this is probably, like, the best. This is the closest platform I could, hope for. So let's start. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Ooh! First try. Look at that. I can tell you're both impressed and mad jealous. For what it's worth, though, I was mad sweating the whole time thinking that I was gonna fuck up. And it almost looked like it when I kind of collided along the inside, and I thought it would bounce me back just far enough I would fall. But no, I guess I was angled enough that it still caught me inside the tunnel. Actually missed it, just walked back in on the moment. Yeah. Yeah, that was, real precise. Real precise screw attack that you gotta do to get there. Usually end up kicking off the edges of that hole 3 or 4 times first. Yeah. Fixing the water for your dad. Okay, well, hopefully it's properly fixed then. We're making our way back to Torvis Bog right now. Okay, that's good. More like Torvis Hog. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so we got Torvis. Yeah, and then, yeah, look at that. Like, based on the checklist, like, everything else we need to do is in Torvis, and once that's done, we can go right back to Temple Grounds and finish the game. Torvis Slog, yeah. For everything leading up to the Alpha Block fight, it absolutely is a slog. It gets better after that, though. Okay, so which direction do we need? Right, okay, we're going all the way back down underground, so to the Hydro Dynamo Station. Right, we gotta take a trip to the Under Temple. I got it. Alright. Grenchlers are cute little baby she-goth lightning doggos, though. They are, yeah. They're a pretty great design. And I still find it humorous that, like, the aquatic enemies of this area are just called blogs. Like, it would have been so close, or just almost, it's just so easy for them to just call them Blarg. Oh wait, but then I just realized that Blarg was already used by another game series. It was Ratchet and Clank. That's literally the name of one of the alien races in that series. It's called the Blarg. That's generally how sci-fi naming conventions in fiction just, like, tend to go, typically. You just, like, come up with words that might as well be you just, like, vocalizing nonsense and then just, like, agree on something that sounds the least stupid. Least stupid, though not without some amount of stupid anyway. That's just kind of how it goes. As long as it doesn't sound like Glee Glorp or some shit, I fuck with it. Yeah. Yeah, Glee Glorp is pretty awful. I'm already wincing just trying to even say that. Geth? Vine. Ziblo Zablo? No. Yeah. Oh, God bless charging these crystals with the Annihilator Beam. It's just a fusion of, like, dark and light energies, so it paradoxically, like, attracts these dark-based enemies into a field designed to kill them. Just stop trying to steal awesome new alien names from George Lucas's brain. There really isn't. I feel like just whenever the topic of dumb sci-fi names comes around, it's like, is it no surprise that Star Wars is just absolutely filled to the brim with that nonsense? And of course, it's just like how does it happen so often with that? He literally had his young children come up with some of them, and then said yes. Yeah, that makes sense. And at that point, when it's your children, and like, assumably, you know, Lucas, like, creative qualities aside, I would like to assume that, like, that he's not a horrible parent. Otherwise, why, like, for what reason, otherwise it would probably end up being a dick move if he somehow, like, just rejected those ideas from his own kids, just trying to include something to make him happy. But then again, it's like, some restraint still might be in order. Actually, no, never mind. Even if, like, the names were suggested by his kids and they're done, that doesn't change the fact that, like, his creative decisions were, like, more, like, damaging to that series than just calling someone Count Dooku. Or just something else entirely worse. Darth Icky was robbed. Oh, jeez, yeah. Okay, time to get back up here and take the portal back to the main Hydra chamber. Love how Dooku has counted it only because George Lucas is a massive mark for hammer horror. I have to respect that. Yeah, that's true. Also, when it's a character being played by motherfucking Christopher Lee, and is like a character of, like, some importance in that universe, it's like, yeah, why wouldn't you give him, like, some manner of honorific, like, count to try and, like, differentiate him? I mean, he already indulged Sam Jackson by giving him a purple lightsaber as Mace Windu. Okay, so where do we go next? Are you going to tell Sam Jackson no? That's a good point. I sure wouldn't. Station. Right, now we gotta go to the gathering access. He even had Grand Moff Tarkin in one small blink if you missed it scene with Count Dooku just because he wanted to have Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee share the screen again. Like, that's pretty good. Sometimes it's the little bits of indulgence either on the director's part or for like the sake of like the actors or both that is like sometimes it can make all the difference. Yeah. It's like those are probably the best things that you can point to as like coming out of what are otherwise like a series of like pretty bad like movies like to the Star Wars name, you know? But hey, Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee on the same screen for a moment. Like, that's pretty nice. That's a pretty nice gesture for them both. Alright, so we're back in the gathering hall. Hammer nothing. Peter Cushing played Doctor Who in 2 mid-60s spin-off movies. Really? Nice. Okay, so... Luminoff laser emitters locked in place. Cannot aim with spinner system. Hammered better than Doctor Who. Do not at me. I mean, I got no stake in it either way. Oh yeah, that's right. I can do this now. Drain the pool. Or something. Yeah. Yeah, more Denzium. 2 power bombs just for this. But that's fine. Because now... There we go, just like that. And that's how we're gonna be able to do this. People didn't have different taste in cheese. We'd all be eating string cheese sticks. That is a very apt way of looking at things. I cannot disagree with that. Okay. I'm glad we could facilitate this truce. Like, between the two of you, with me as just, like, the outside third party, because I've got no investment in either. That's just how it is. Oh yeah, platforms are right over there. Yeah, when you do something as drastic here, like like draining this entire pool, you gotta make sure that like you have like backup platforms and whatever in place so that you can actually like still navigate it like normal, you know? Still, overall, like the main puzzle of this room. Okay, that was not good. But yeah, I really like just how, like, how super involved this puzzle is for just using what feels like the entirety of the room, all to get at this one missile expansion. And it's for something completely optional, too. But it still feels real fun to accomplish it. You know? It's like... I just realized now, it's like... You know how 2D Metroids, they straight up, like, the most involved, satisfying puzzles that they have are all built around shine sparking? This is the Prime series alternative to that. It may not be able to do shine sparks, but it does still involve a whole lot of, like, room scale massive puzzles, particularly involving like the morph ball and its functions. So those movies are legit pretty terrible and pretty much unconnected with the show, just fun nerd apocrypha. Okay, yeah, guess that makes enough sense for Doctor Who, considering that even like from what cursory knowledge I have of it, it's like even I never knew about those. Oh yeah, that's right. I can, now that I have the Annihilator Beam, I can access another transit tunnel. Prime in a way always was like, how do we make use of 3D? For sure, yeah. And it made use of it in a way that is like, yeah, there's a lot of things about it that are unique to it because of it being an extra dimension, you know? And perspective. Yeah, I think that's a good way to describe it, especially when like the controls they landed on, even for like the first game, are so very clearly not, like, they aren't what everyone expects to be like traditional, first-person controls and things like that. If you're a fan of Who, though, the guy playing Ian in the movie played Donna's grandpa Wilf in the reboot. Okay, that's an interesting way of going about it. Okay. I guess it's not on a timer. How those early successful 3D games chose not to take 3D for granted. That's the best way to put it. Like, not taking it for granted. Realizing that, yes, when you have that extra space to work with, there's a whole lot more, like, logistics and problems you have to account for. And I think it also helps even more, like, in the case of, like, not just this, but I'd say also, like, Nintendo games in general and, like, their transition to 3D. You know, this, Mario, Zelda, and it's the sort of thing where they do, like, I'd say the most important thing, which is prototype and iterate and make sure that, like, your player control model is as on fucking point as it needs to be. Like, so many other games, I feel like, you know, especially when they were trying to do that 2D to 3D transition, didn't pay as much attention to that. Especially in regards to thinking of how they can make, like a 3D system for their game that, like, honors the spirit of, like, what it's about. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. For sure. Like, yeah, you're always gonna have, like, there's always gonna be those contingent of fans that, like, look at, like, those glaring differences going from 2D to 3D or vice versa and be all like, this isn't what I want. Like, I remember people way back on the internet, or I don't know, people is like overselling. I think it was more just like one guy I knew from like the early days of me being on the internet, where it was like just someone that just absolutely hated 3D Mario games, as he was someone that like liked the 2D ones and somehow thought that like the 3D ones were an embarrassment. And it's like they both go for different things, but like they don't like shed like the core spirit of what those games are. We all know a guy like that. Yeah. It's a type of guy. It's a type of guy that admittedly, like, even I can't remember, like, what name he went by online. It's not like it would really matter. I wouldn't want to, like, point anyone in the direction of someone who may or may not be still online. Because it doesn't matter. It was so long ago. And obviously, it being long ago meant, like, I was a lot younger on the internet and a lot more of an idiot. But we all were. Like we were talking about in earlier streams, a Metroid 2 Spider Ball or Super Metroid Space Jump doesn't work in 3D, but now you have a new canvas of visors and hidden crevices. For sure. And obviously, because of, like, we got cases of pure 2D and pure 3D, but that also does not, like, preclude the idea that you can't do, like, hybrids. Like, obviously, I think, like, as using Mario as an example, just to avoid the obvious bad example with Metroid, but, like, I remember when that was, like, a brief focus for Nintendo with, like, with Mario 3D Land and 3D World. You know? And 3D Land was, like, it was the most mid a 3D Mario ever felt, but I definitely felt like 3D World absolutely did a good job at, like, delivering on that concept of, like, yeah, you have 3D Mario control, but, like, in like, a level design and, like, world structure of, like, a classic 2D game. You know, very different from, like, the sandboxy approach of most 3D Marios. Even though by that point, like, the Galaxy games were already kind of steering more towards linear levels for collecting stars. But you still had, like, the hub and everything. So that was at least still carrying on that legacy from Mario 64. So yeah, there's always room for experimentation, which is, like, the biggest strength that, like, Nintendo can leverage with these series. So lover of both dimensions of games, I'd say pretty equally. Tend to want both to play out their own strengths, though hybrids also rule. For sure. When you understand, like, what the pros and cons of, like, each dimension allows for in terms of game design, that's when you can really start to figure out, like, how to really take advantage of what you know obviously works. Watch drone. Rogue sentry mechanoid, indestructible but irritated by bright lights. Thank you. Yeah, this is a neat little puzzle. You may not be able to kill these enemies, but you can at least, like, it gives you yet another thing to make use of, like, those light crystals for. Pretty dated combo, but it feels weirdly ad considering how ubiquitous game design became. Yeah. And there's always, like, a lot of things that just, like, make me think about that, how that ubiquitous, like, really puts a damper on a lot of, like, experimentation and creativity over time. I mean, for fuck's sake, like I talked about early in the stream, mainly, like, obviously, like, before you guys kind of tuned in to see my progress. But I had mentioned how I had, like, finished replaying through, like, the first Halo campaign again after so long. And, like, if there's any, like, and that is, I'd say, as far as, like, first-person shooters go, that is, like, the biggest example of how, like, it's influencing the design of the genre in a ubiquitous way was something that, like, I absolutely was not as fond of, especially since the way it went about trying to influence things, I thought were, like, kind of not that well done to begin with. But I know that's, like, an opinion that, like, differs for a lot of people. It was always, like the console shooters I still find most interesting were the ones that were clearly designed by people who did not have, like, the previous, like, development experience or even the know-how of, like, designing games for, like, how shooters were designed on PCs, for instance, you know? They weren't trying to emulate that. Stuff like, you know, these games, like the people at Rare with GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, which later spun off to Free Radical and made Time Splitters, like, they weren't going from that frame of reference of explicitly being like, yeah, we're going to be like Doom or like Quake, but on a console. They were like, no, we're doing things our own way, and they managed to, like, make it stand out in the way that it's like, it is, these are absolutely valid ways to do first-person design. Oh, yeah. A very long march over, like, just only a few years. It just goes to show, like, how big each step was, really. Thank God for New Doom, though, especially Eternal. I agree. Like, not just Eternal, but also, like, God bless that game and Ultra Kill for essentially showing two ways of, like, of that, yes, you can absolutely, there's a valid way of making a first-person shooter that shares the qualities of, like, a stylish character action game or something like that, you know? And it's something that I can really only hope that more people follow suit on. At the very least, I appreciate those two games exist and don't do what they do in exactly the same way, you know? Id figured out how to, like, take their proof of concept of 2016 and make it, like, really special, you know, in a way that feels so much to me like it is the Ninja Gaiden 2 of first-person shooters. And then Ultra Kill is like, yeah, we're just Devil May Quake. Screw it. Smoking sexy style as you just kill demons to get more blood. Okay, so we're back in the catacombs. Major Dynamo Station, that's where we need to go. Right, now we gotta go back up to above ground. Alright. Back to the temple. Guess we'll make our way to Torvus Grove. Yeah. Did you ever play Shiny's MDK? Not enough shooters tried to go full on crazy pants when they were designing stuff. I'll admit, to my shame, I've not touched MDK. I've seen plenty of videos on it, and it definitely has a unique flair to it that absolutely makes me want to give it a shot, but I've just not, it's just not been anywhere, like, near, like, the top of my priorities. I just know that it, like, it looks very, it is very one-of-a-kind looking. Oh boy, these guys. Lately, my retro game I want to try has been Rastan. There's like 3 of those. Okay, the name's familiar. I still don't know exactly like what those games are about, admittedly. First seems pretty neat arcade action game for the late 80s. Okay. Sounds neat. Yeah. The other one, though, just looks absurd for a beat-em-up. Okay. Okay, oh yeah. You mentioning it as a beat-em-up, now that makes a whole lot more sense, actually. Insane sprite work for 1992. Wow, that's something. Wait, okay, the first one apparently isn't a beat 'em up. That's odd. Okay. Wow. Okay, I'm actually gonna have to like look up these games afterwards once I finish this. Okay. Like a classic Vania. Oh, duh. There's probably something here. Yep. More Denzium. Obviously, the beat 'em up trend is something they chase with a third, but the third being on 2 widescreens and never leaving Japan is just what? Really? A widescreen arcade beat 'em up in the early 90s. That sounds insane. Wow. Okay. That is fascinating. Does killing stuff with the Annihilation Beam give you both types of ammunition? I think it does, except it might be... I think it's something where it might be balanced out by not giving it to you consistently. I know that the game in general does not prioritize giving you ammo drops if you're like low on health and missiles, is the idea. I think that's how it always... That was always like the weird thing. DM'd you in the Discord for later. Okay, thanks a ton, Wrath. I'll be sure to take a look at that. Okay, so I knocked over some of this stuff, so like, what then? What do? Oh, wow, are you kidding? Oh, wait, no, okay, it just broke down this wall, duh. I thought it was something extra that was, like, inside that gigantic hive. Alright. Cool, we got that. No. Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, this is a neat but still fairly challenging, Oh, god, yeah, this is a hard one. Because you gotta time things properly in order to... God damn. I feel like big sprite games just before 3D blew up were approaching some really neat highs before they had to retool everything for polygons. Yeah, it's just like stuff with like budget, and also just the fact that like even like dedicated to the artists were just being phased out by virtue of just like not enough budget being given to them to make the stuff they wanted to do work. Which is why, like, a lot of those artists went on to the handheld space. And when they did, like, they obviously had to deal with the fact that they were, like, working with, like, a whole lot less money. And that kind of can be a bit demoralizing for them, I suppose, when it's, like, they're stuck with, like, not giving, like, the time and money to, like, flex what they can do with those skills. And when they're no longer being used, it's like they stop using it, and now we're in a spot where even in the indie scene, like, for the few games out there that do use, like, 2D art or sprite work, it's like it still does not compare to what some of those artists were really getting up to. Anyway, finally got this freaking energy tank. Somehow I'm not surprised that they made this the reward, considering that falling into these pits always deals, like, damage to you anyway. Golden axe, but swankier. That's a good way to describe it. I already dig it. Oh wait, no, I gotta go back to the Forgotten Bridge. Oh yeah, I could also do this. Not have to do the entire circle around. That's nice. From Castlevania to Golden Axe. That's quite a progression. Not gonna lie. Okay, so we're at the Forgotten Bridge again. Right, so I believe it's the missile door around here. That leads us to Plaza Access. Yes, it is. Got it. We'll get a missile expansion around here. There we go. Once again, it never fails to impress when going through Prime 2 in such a short time after Prime 1. Just how much of a glow up just the everything to do with the morph ball is in the game. It's really, I think at the end of the day, actually, I'd say the biggest gameplay triumph. You know? Like, they got a lot of unique ideas they tried, you know, with, like, with the light and dark world, the different beams and charge combos that they have, all this stuff. But nothing remains really, like, quite as impactful as all the stuff that they managed to lead you to do with the morph ball. Yeah, we said it before. It's one of those things that is, like, clearly designed to just you sound like a broken record by the end of it. But it's still good to hammer home because, man, it's really important to realize, especially when you even think about, like, the more engaging parts about 2D Metroids, and that it almost makes everything about the morph ball in 2D games feel like a footnote compared to what you're able to eventually do. Because that, you have, like, 2D Metroid's biggest strength, obviously, is stuff with, like, the speed booster, the screw attack, shine sparks, all that stuff. I think you can argue the morph ball was made way more iconic by the Prime games. I think so. I mean, especially when one of, like, the defining things that they, like, have for the morph ball in this game was like an ability that had only existed in Metroid 2 on the Game Boy up to that point. You know? Like, they took a look at that idea and then made it really into its own with both Prime games. Or all 3 Prime games, rather. Both implies too. There we go. Alright. So somewhere here in Torvis Plaza, we got another E-Tank to find. Oh yeah, spider ball track up top. Duh. Yeah. Like all like the stuff you had mentioned prior to like the morph ball stuff is like, yeah, we'd seen it before. It was done like as some of the best it had been by the time Prime came around. But yeah, just the way it works here with the morph ball, what makes it like so good as well is like it's a point of view shift with no manual camera control. And it doesn't feel like you're being limited as a result. Like everything like about what you do with the morph ball in the room is like precisely designed in a way that you're that like the idea that you would possibly want manual camera control doesn't even factor into it, because like your view of Samus never gets obstructed. The camera like everything is like very clearly signposted as far as like where you need to be. Oh, come on. I wish there was like an easier way to... Okay. Okay, I can lock on up there. Good. Let's just get rid of it. Alright. Yeah. Feels like a very different game mode. And if we want to like get back to like the things we talk about, like the ubiquity of like game design today kind of ruining the creativity of things, it's like, man, it really is a shame that like a lot of developers couldn't figure out like good automatic camera systems to like to make the idea of not having manual camera control in the 3D games seem like a good idea. Because this does it really well. But everything else just doesn't. And that's why you always see, like if you're designing a 3D game, like, pretty much one of those things that a gamepad's input has to be relegated to, it is always a matter of, like, assign camera to the right stick and do not deviate. And the main shame about that is that, like, yeah, like on the surface, like having manual like camera control is nice. You know, like you want to give player full control over everything they're doing so that, you know, they aren't going to make any mistakes on the part of the game's design, like potentially misleading you. That's understandable. But if you have a design where you're able to like prove 100% that like you don't need manual camera control, then that would free up that right stick for all kinds of other functions. Like as it stands, the way like, yeah, I'm team fixed cameras are good. Exactly. That is a very good way of putting it. Even fixed cameras that have a sort of dynamic element to it, you know, like Eternal Darkness. That works because like you don't have manual camera control. And you don't have like classic RE style like hard camera cuts, but it works because they basically designed the camera in that game as if it was like the viewpoint on a series of trams that like camera tracks that follow your movements, and like that works. Alright, so we're back at the Forgotten Bridge. Now we need to go to the dark version. Yeah. Not inherently flawed, but different strengths. Absolutely. Everything's got different strengths. Hell, the alternate aiming the analog aiming methods of stuff like GoldenEye and the few console first person shooters of their ilk, they have their own strengths that every other first person shooters on consoles don't have when it comes to aiming, Which is the sort of thing where that clearly comes as a result of, I feel, realizing that unlike a mouse, you can't really consolidate a right analog stick's function to easily do the same two types of movements you can very quickly switch between at a moment's notice on a mouse. With a mouse, it is very easy to go back and forth between big sweeping movements for general camera control and very fine, precise movements for when you need to line up a cursor to aim at something that you can shoot or interact with. Love how the need for games to be more cinematic apparently involves discarding any sort of cinema a game can have. Yeah, it's funny how that kind of works out. Not very strong self-awareness on their part when they kind of realized they designed it in that way. Okay, so there's a power bomb door. That's our next stop. Oh, so yeah, that's absolutely well said, Grunt. The mark of really really smartly designed games is when actual thought is given to the controls as far as how they support everything about what the game is about, not just not even just for what the player can do from a pure mechanic standpoint, but also how that benefits the theme or storytelling of what the game's about. See for instance, literally any time Yoko Taro just takes advantage of weird control or game mechanic conventions to make a point with his stories. Or even Suda51 as well, especially with some of his older stuff. Putrid alcove. Okay, trying to find what do I need to mess with in here. Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah, at this point in the game, you very quickly realize that, when you're trying to mop up for the last few collectibles of the game, it very much feels like, in order of important things to look out for, it's Spiderball tracks, followed by Denzium, and then in, I guess, way down the line in, very specific situational stuff is obviously the, anything using the Sonic Visor. Which is, it's such a cool visor, but used way too few and far between. Okay, now where... Ah, yeah. It's got to be on the water. Where is it? Oh, Oh, yes. Right there. Yeah, I should also double check. What's our current amount on Sky Temple keys? 4 and 3. 1 and 2. 5 and 6. And 9. Yeah, so just 2 more, I think. Oh, yeah, Inscription is out. Yeah. I've generally not paid attention to it just because, like, card games aren't my thing, and, like, I'm also not super big on, like modern, like, horror game, like, presentation or whatever. But, like, just the few things I, like, kept hearing about it definitely seemed like it is absolutely doing things to, like, mess with people in ways they don't expect, despite playing it out like a card game. But yeah, like, seeing that it's doing that stuff is, like, that sounds real cool. Cool, more beam ammo. I'm not that into the type of game either, but it's pretty fascinating how much playing they're doing with the format. Yeah. It's always really great to kind of, like, see or just hear about, like, people doing that kind of experimenting with what you can do in the medium. Okay, so we got us some ammo. Okay. Now we gotta do a portal hopping puzzle in this upcoming room in order to get us a missile expansion. Wait, hold on. Can I actually... Yeah, I can jump up here. Hell yeah. So I just gotta take this twice. Oh, man. God, we are so close to the end. I can taste it. There we go. Another missile, and we just head back through here. It's stuff like this where I see what the intent was behind the puzzle and can respect it. But it's clearly an idea that works, I feel, so much better with the technology we have now in order to make that, like, hopping between worlds be more instantaneous. You know? Because, yeah, like, that cutscene animation of going through the portal, it's, like, it's fairly quick, but it gets tiring after a while, you know? And it becomes harder to kind of divorce yourself from the fact that it's clearly a loading screen. What's the top missile count again? Pretty sure it's 250. Yeah. 250 was, like, the maximum for Prime 1, and I think based on how it's going, I'm pretty sure it's also going to be the same for this game. And I just went back into this part of the room. I have no idea why. Okay. Now let's head back to the Forgotten Bridge. Oh my god, are you serious? There's literally a hole up there that I keep accidentally going out of that just drops me back here. That's ridiculous. Okay, pay more attention to where you're going, my dude. Okay. Do you know the definition of insanity, Samus? Excuses, excuses. Ah, come on. Nope. Get back up. Oh well. It's all good. We're very close to being done with Torvis for the very last time. And then I can take the rest of the weekend to relax, as well as prepare for Prime 3 on Monday. Which, given how I've been doing things and playing these games on my CRT, even though I know full well that, like, Prime 3 has proper widescreen, you're going to be getting a taste of, like, the aspect ratio I played that game as, like, all the way back in 2007. Which I'm sure will be interesting because, yeah, like, you sure as hell aren't going to see anyone else that, like, plays Prime 3 or even, like, the Trilogy re-release, like, in 4x3. Okay. Where's the abandoned work site? There we go. I expect to see a bobblehead on that ship console. Oh, we will. I actually have a save set up where, like, I guess because of the fact that, like, the WeConnect 24 service has been, like, offline for a long time now, that, like, the whole process of trading friend vouchers to other players no longer works. But I was able to get a hold of a save file that has all those, like, those green tokens that you get from trading friend vouchers, like, already on the file, like, when you create a new save. So, like, I'll have those along with, you know, and after unlocking some of the other tokens because of the game's, like, achievement system that it has built in, there will absolutely be a bobblehead. And I even have a Samus me already prepared for it. Because that's just the sort of thing that makes sense. Alright, we're at the Great Bridge. Look for a power bomb expansion. My guess, probably hidden in Denzium. Okay. There we go. That's one down. Freaking Chozo Ghost knockoffs. I mean, I guess they look cooler than Chozo Ghost, but it says a lot when it's like their dashing animation, I feel, is literally just ripped from what they came up with for the Chozo Ghosts, although, like, all the way in the first game. It's kind of nuts. They do, yeah. Like, charge shots absolutely chew through them, but, like, the power that comes from it is, like, it is still valuable. Like, I don't think there would be much incentive to, like, use, like, the alternate beam types if the damage output from both types wasn't somehow, like, good. It's just that because those are specifically dark commandos, then naturally you would, like, want to use the opposing polarity. Never mind the fact that there are some puzzles that require you to match the same polarity, thus, like, kind of as you brought up the last time, Grunt, just, like, the weird sense of, like, inconsistency. Just still really weird, thinking about it. There's the Denzium. There we go. That's the last thing we needed from Torvis. So, yeah, just take the portal chamber and go back to the main elevator. That'll take us back to the temple grounds. Can get the remaining 2 keys and we are done. Yeah, Taurus Lagoon. Yep, temple grounds access straight ahead. Okay. Now then. Path of Eyes. Wind Chamber Gateway. Right. Yeah, that's right. I had opened up that room a while ago, but didn't go exploring because I didn't have the screw attack yet. I was just kind of dicking around at the time. There we go. And we got ourselves an E-tank all the way over there. Oh wait, I guess I didn't actually need the screw attack for it. It was just, I could have gone this earlier. Just if I had the grapple beam. Doors portal, same. Enemies tech crystals, opposite. Sonic equals both for some reason. Don't ask questions. Yeah. God. The whole sound and echoes concept really is just the most underutilized aspect of Prime 2, even though it has potential for being, like, just the coolest part of it. Alright, so that's the Grand Wind Chamber. Right. Oh, yes! Oh, yeah, speaking of, like stuff for, like, the... Actually, I don't know what I was talking about when I said speaking of. This is the area where we can get our final charge beam combo. We're going to get the Sunburst. We're going to get, hopefully, if my memory serves me correct, Samus's equivalent of the BFG in the series. Combo. Do combo. There. Gotta activate these spinners so that it can affect the position of these tracks in the light world. Sonic stuff was definitely the least Prime 1 idea they had after Silent Hilling up a universe in this game. Probably could have spent a little more time fleshing it out, though. Absolutely. Like, it would probably even have been more amazing if they had, like, a sense of build-up over the idea that, like, the enemies, like, in the dark world, like, had a sort of reaction to sound, as it were. So it could be something where it's, like... And like... Having that interaction with sound with enemies that could, like, hear you and swarm over you if you left your safe space would probably be the sort of thing where getting the Annihilator Beam would probably have a lot more impact by virtue of being, like, you now have the ability to actively manipulate the same forces that these creatures have used to track you. Yeah, like, a whole sound propagation system being built as like a focus for a Prime game would absolutely be amazing. Okay, I guess that was not it, actually. What the hell? I guess I'm expected to, like, keep rotating some of these multiple times or whatever it is. Alright, fine. Back through here. We'll get this figured out soon. Maybe. Okay. Visual effect of the visor itself's well done. It's a little too confusing to use regularly, but if you could design rooms around it, it could be fantastically strange. Absolutely. I think I even recall seeing like comments from one of the lead designers of the Prime games mentioning like how like proud they were of the visor, even though they also felt that they could have like done a bit more tweaking to like the readability of the visor so that it was more practical in like larger parts of the game. Like, I could definitely see what would be, like, really great about that. Okay, now I'm actually seeing what I'm supposed to do. Line them up this way, I think. That way, I'll have a clear shot of what clearly looks like, seeker missile panels, or whatever. Assuming that's how it works. Guess I'll know for sure. I might as well double check. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, and I think I also see now the other part of this that I have to do, which is line them up on the opposite end. That's what the color of all these was for. Right, okay. Alright, we're solving this puzzle. Alright. If it was easy, they would have let a GFS soldier handle it. Yeah. Unfortunately, like, the Galactic Federation soldiers do not have the ability to curl up into a ball for solving puzzles. So clearly this is still in the domain of, like, what Samus is able to do and why she's able to secure so much work. It's like, Samus, you're the only one in the entire galaxy who can, like, shrink your size down to 1 meter tall and enter into these, like, very confined maintenance passageways, spinners, and God knows what else. I don't even know why the Chozo left all these things lying around, but you're the only ones that can do it. My soldiers can't. We already know about the space pirates trying to do the same thing and, like, left them as broken husks. Just do this. We can pay you. There. Now we can go back. I like to imagine the janitors who work in these bases have to carry around cubic meter-sized key orbs to get into the offices and closets. Oh, God. Maybe that's their actual solution. Like, they're not able to turn their soldiers into a morph ball, but they can make a remote control version that their soldiers can manually operate in order to get into the areas Samus usually can. Here we go. The Sunburst. Yeah, look at that. It's a big ball of light. And I don't think you really saw it well, but like the, assuming... Oh no, I don't have enough light beam ammo for this. Oh, whatever. You know what? Screw it. I think... I forget. Is that door going to be open or not? No, it isn't. God damn it. Shoot. But yeah, you could see what I was talking about by, like, describing it as basically a BFG, because it is just a slow-moving projectile that, like, shoots far out. You just didn't get to see the tendrils, because I'm pretty sure, like, these, like, commandos are just, like, the worst enemies to try and use that on. Let's... Come on. I got more than enough missiles. Let's just try and clean this up. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. Oh! Ooh, power bomb. Okay. You know... Okay, hold on. I gotta actually save that more for when they're close again. No, that's... No, not quite good enough. They kind of phase out. I'd probably have to get way closer than I'm able to in order for it to work. Yeah, whatever. It's done, though. Let's just head out this way. Back to the compound. Oh god, and I only have one power bomb left. I gotta make sure... Oh my god, I have to use it anyway. Gee, I sure hope that, like, wherever this energy tank is, that it's not gonna require me to use yet another power bomb. Oh. Thank you, game, for giving this to me. Okay, I just need... You missed out on all the seat lore. I mean, I'd like to take the time to scan it all, but, I mean, we're almost like 2.5 hours in. I am just kind of itching to get right to the end. Even if, like, I know that, like, there's probably a good chance that I'm going to have to go, like, over 3 hours on this anyway. Oh wait, no, my mistake. It's not the compound that has the energy tank. It's the what is it? Yeah, the fortress transport access. Right, okay. Never mind. Wasting a bit of time over here. I say this as I'm trying to not waste time so that I can get to the end of the game. Ah, yes, that's right, because there's a beam of light that we can now ride up on. Lamp! Oh god, could you imagine if, like, if instead of just getting a suit, like, in this game, like, part of the progression was that, like, Samus just gets Luminoth DNA injected into her, just like everything else in this galaxy. So now on top of being part bird and part Metroid, she's also part moth. So she now has, like, an irresistible desire to just crowd around light sources. God, that is just too adorable of a thought. I'm just imagining that now. It'd be like that Japanese, like, Super Metroid comic or whatever, like that 4-Koma, where the whole, like, running gag of that is just playing into the fact that, like, that Samus can turn into a ball, and she's just, like, thinking about, I wonder if I can just roll into that, or something like that. That's what I'm picturing if she somehow ended up with, like, Luminoth DNA as part of her, like, weird amalgamation of genetic material. If you gave Samus power armor, pretty much Mothwings the fan art crab would just die. Yeah. She technically would be a moth girl. That would be more than enough. Alright. Back at the Sacred Path, now we just need to take a portal around here. And we'll get what I believe is the final beam ammo expansion of the game. And shortly after that, I believe, the final missile expansion of the game. Or not, actually. Wait, I think there's actually 2 more. Oh, wait. Huh. Okay, I guess I was wrong. Like, I guess in Prime 2 specifically, it actually is 255. That's the max. Come on, let's try and lure you inside. Whatever. Programmers love a 0 to 255 variable. God damn it, that's exactly the reason why they did it. Someone at Retro just really wanted to put in that programmer joke. Honestly, though, props to them for that. Okay, now I have enough ammo. Okay, so it doesn't shoot out the tendrils like the BFG does in Doom. But honestly, good enough, I suppose. Yeah, that is true. Like, it actually, like, when it hit him, it vaporized. Man, now that I actually think about it, like, okay, not counting the super missile, just the 3 charge combos that are unique to this game. Ranking them in order. Sonic Boom, Dark Burst, then Sunburst. From best to worst. Like, Sonic Boom is the sort of thing where it's a one-hit kill that is, like, practically instant. Dark Burst, meanwhile, is just comical because you create a black hole. And it sucks in everything and causes huge damage to things around you. And it also activates fairly quickly. Sunburst, meanwhile, is a slow projectile where if it hits, then that's good. If it doesn't, then boy does it feel like a huge waste of ammo. Still, considering that, like, the main effects of these, like, of the light and dark beam are just reskins of like Plasma and Ice Beam from Prime 1, I'll still gladly take the ideas that they had when they came up with these charge combos. They are suitably unique for this game. Okay, it's a Sonic lock system. No! Oh, God. I locked onto the wrong one. Shoot. I was so close to getting it first try, actually. Funny. Yeah, I know about that game. Alright. Yeah, just it wasn't activating properly for some reason. There we go. There's the Sky Temple Gateway. But we just need a couple more. We need this beam expansion, 2 more missile expansions, and the 2 more Sky Keys. And we are ready to beat this. Probably is going to end up as such that it will be more than 3 hours, but whatever. I promise this. Hey, maybe you should return the Sky Temple keys to the gateway. Yeah, no shit. Okay. Now to the Phazon Pit. Oh, what hit me? Oh, it's you. That was rude. Very rude. Bad Metroid. Now we're at the Phazon grounds. Time for a missile expansion. Oh! Oh, wow. It's... Oh, that's what it is. It's straight up just... Oh, man. Even in the Dark World, these Dark Metroids have no mercy for any other life form. Oh, wow. That was weird. Just like the silhouette of it made me think that was like a new enemy. But no, it was just carrying that thing as it was sucking its life dry. That's amazing. Oh, wow. Yeah, same. Like, it shows a great attention to detail when they're willing to do that stuff for, like, when they have Metroids, like, in a room. Because that shows they know, like, what they're capable of in universe and how they're dangerous to literally everyone, even the ones trying to control them. Nice. Okay, let's see. Ah, there's the missile door. Okay. There's a couple more rooms and then we can get our next Sky Temple key. Okay. Just gotta keep finding places to scale up. Oh. Huh. Still got past those lasers. Good. All right. Ing Reliquary. That's where we're gonna get another sky key. Yep. There we go. One more. One more missile expansion and one more key. So, base on grounds, pits. Yeah, just gotta head back to the sacred path now. First run of this room bugged the hell out of me. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. Dark Visor, endgame artifact. Oh, yeah. And the thing is, like, I think with that room in particular, I only fully remember that that's where it was because I had gone into one of the rooms prior. Like, I went into the Dark World version of that room where you find a dead Luminoth whose testament basically explains, hey, this is where... this is where one of the Sky Temple keys is in the dark version. So, like, that's how you know. But again, it's like, most people, like, don't catch on to, like, that's how they design the hints for this game when they're going through for their first time. They're like, how does anyone find these artifacts? And as it turns out... they explain it just cryptically. That's all it comes down to. Alright. Okay, now we just gotta go through the temple to the meeting grounds. Alright. You can tell how much I'm racing towards the end that I'm using the boost ball more and more just for like these regular rooms to kind of get through fast. Even if in some of them the terrain makes it kind of impractical. It's one of those things that like speedrun tech. Kinda. It's trying to go fast so it counts. Even if it's still not efficient. Alright, so we're back at the meeting grounds. Which way is the Hall of Eyes? Yeah. Right there. Okay. Yeah, Hall of Eyes, the portal in there is what we need. Okay. Just let me through, pirates. I do not want to fight you right now. I've got errands to run. Okay. here we go. Base access. Take the super missile door right behind us. Alright. Get in here. There we go. Yeah, these are definitely some vibes. I'll give it that. Okay, but right now... Yeah. There we go. The final missile expansion. Our total missile count is now a programmer joke. 100% of all pickups acquired. One 8-bit save file variable maxed. What was once the mere 0.0000000 is now a mighty 11111111. Oh man, just the... The size of my screen, I feel like as I was trying to read all those zeros and ones, my eyes were starting to, like, get strained. Oh my god. But yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Now we just gotta keep going this way to get our final sky key. That's all I got. You know exactly what that was for. Alright. Shrine access. Gotta head to the super door. All the way at the far end. Oh, man. Is it time for our great ruler, Emperor Ing? Very soon. We just need one more of his stupid keys in order to gain an audience. There it is. Defiled Shrine. A sonic boom to you. Oh, look at that. Ask him how my citizenship papers are coming along. Oh, are you kidding? Oh my god, did I... Oh my god! How does that happen? I literally can't reach it! Oh my god. Alright, fine. If this is what you want, game... There. What happened? I killed the ink cache that had the Sky Temple key, except it was too high for me to double jump. So I had to go to like a higher platform and screw attack my way over there. That had to have been intended by design. Some designer at Retro was just like... They just thought of like the funniest practical joke that they could come up with, just to be like a real like kick in the pants. How ironic, the final artifact was so very close to where we began our journey. Yeah. Has your opinion on this game changed at all? Well, I think my opinion on how the light and dark world is implemented is different. I think a part of what made it change was that I played Harmony of Dissonance earlier this year, which was, like another game of this type that had the dual world mechanic, and that I felt was like, I think like a lot more of a pain to kind of deal with, to the point that I knew ahead of time that I needed to have a map on hand of like both castles. This, by comparison, handles it a lot better. But by the same token, I still put it at number 3 of the trilogy. Like, I do have, like, an appreciation for the concepts behind their ideas. But like, they still don't all pan out in the way that I think would be the most interesting to me. Yeah, you can definitely see why some really, really love it. For sure. I mean, like, and I kind of know full well, like, what that should feel like as well, considering that I really like Prime 3 a whole lot. Yet for a lot of people, that's probably for them, like, the weakest of the trilogy, because motion control bias, I guess. Yeah, I'm just gonna get all these scanned. Yeah, I also love Prime 3, but don't want to go back to it due to motion controls. Honestly, just swallow your damn pride, man. It was built for those. Motion controls for No More Heroes only for this boyo. I mean, yeah. No More Heroes motion controls are pretty great, as are Mad World's. Silent Hill Shattered Memories. There's a few others off the top of my head, like Red Steel 2 did as well. Yeah. But yeah, I get it. Like, if it's a matter of, like, you're just, like, not really in that mood for it, it's like, sure, I understand. Yeah, I can kind of see that. It's for me, it's more like, it's less for me about like preferring standard stuff as much as I prefer what is optimal for the things that it's clearly designed around. Okay, lore complete. Creatures almost complete, and research complete. Creatures obviously is going to be for the final bosses. Like a lot of the technical advances over Prime 1, and the art and sound design's dang good. Falls a bit on the originality front, and the pacing of the story and power arc are not good. I mean, I will say, like, the way, like, they pace out the story during the beginning is, like, an unfortunate concession for, like, what they were trying to introduce with the controls, as well as kind of establishing like some of the characters that you would eventually come across, like on repeats. Now then, I forget. Is there gonna be a? I'm actually starting to get a bit concerned, mainly in regards to the fact that I've not hit a save station in a while. And I don't want to have to go back through the light world just to get to a save station to only head back here. Honestly, it probably shouldn't matter. I have, like, a whole bunch of E-tanks. Yeah, we'll just go. I got all the lore scans, I got all the research scans. We'll have all of the creature scans soon enough once we go through the final 2 bosses. Let's go. For real though, they better have like a save and like ammo refill stations like right before the final boss. Yeah, that's right, because you go up here and you got like a little room as a sort of brief intermission before entering the boss proper. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, there is a save station up there. Good. Ooh, the big finale is upon us. Samus wants me some of that DNA. Oh, man. The whole story just takes place because we got bored waiting for our ship to repair itself. Yeah. Yeah, it was taking its sweet time. So just Samus was like, screw it, I guess I'll help the locals. Whew. Yeah, and look at that. It's like we're coming up at almost 3 hours since I've been live. But that's fine. We're so close. We're just gonna knock it all out right here. Yep, good enough. Oh, hey, and look at this. This was actually, funny thing about this particular room, this is something that they actually show you in the game's attract demo. Like, if you just leave the game running on the title screen, like, this wall jump, vertical shaft is straight up, like, in that. And they basically get away with, like, showing you a room from the end of the game and you don't even realize it. Like, that is so sneaky. Now watch as soon as everyone, like, hears that, starts going crazy about, like, calling it, like, thanks for spoiling the game, Retro. And it's like, you would not have known that that was a spoiler until you had gone to that room anyway. Alright, here we go. Emperoring time. My liege. Alright, so there's the head. Target will form numerous tentacles to defend itself. Eliminate them to weaken its defenses. Right, and since it's multiple tentacles, probably gonna need the seeker missiles for that. And what does the body have for us? Target is drawing energy from unstable energy controller. Eliminating target's connections to the energy may be an effective strategy. Hail to the ing, baby. Oh, come on. Ow. I didn't know that I was still standing in some Phazon. Oh, come on. Oh, I guess I can just shoot these normally. Alright, that's fine. Better than I thought. There we go. Seeker missiles have never worked quite right. Yeah, in combat, that is absolutely true. They really did fix that by the time they made Prime 3. You know, it works so much more naturally. Okay, so we got the eye. Unstable biomass. Central eye is protected by a potent barrier shield. Shield does not provide complete coverage, however. Right, so dodge around. Hey, it's just like the Parasite Queen from Prime 1. Now if it will just let me fucking get a charge. Ah, come on. Stop missing. Stop making all my missiles, like, completely miss their targets. Oh, come on. Yeah. It's definitely something that I've noticed going back through some of these major bosses. It's the fact that, like, their first phase feels noticeably, like, rough every time. Like, not... It doesn't really, like, give you a good first impression of, like, how fun the boss actually is. Like, even Quadraxis, when I got to that fight, I was kind of taken back by just how much longer than necessary the first phase was when you're trying to destroy its leg joints. Like, the real Quadraxis fight gets more interesting once it starts encouraging you to use the Sonic Visor and all those other tools. Otherwise, like, the first phase of Quadraxis is just kind of like a plain, not kind of tiresome, like, circle strafe fest as you try and, like, get a good angle on its joints. Feels like a common thing in Prime games now that I think about it. A little bit. Prime 1 had, like, its own sort of commonalities with its boss design, but a lot of that just came from, I think, they just didn't know how to, like, make them especially, like, engaging the whole way through. I think that's the core problem, because Prime 1 had just... Every boss just felt it was, like, based around a whole series of, like, extremely basic concepts. Oh, come on, that missed? Ah, so much for a super missile. Ah, come on. But yeah, for Prime 2, that definitely is... And also now that I think about it, with a good number of Prime 3 bosses, specifically the ones inside, like, the... inside, like, those, Leviathan, like, Phazon meteors... I'm also starting to remember, like, their first phases also feeling similarly long and drawn out before they get really, really good. The fights with, like, the other hunters, though, I feel like in my head they don't have that problem. Like, Rundus, Gore, Gandrada, they just kind of, like, go straight to 11 out the gate, which I think is, like, what really helps those fights a lot, especially since this game's story goes to a lot of effort to try and, like, make you, like, know who these characters are and care about them for when they, so that when they become corrupted, it's, like, somewhat tragic. There we go. That's a super missile proper. And another. And another. Look at that. Made up for lost time. God, I can only... It is so clear looking at, like, this fight, just how nightmarish this would be if you weren't going for 100% items. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna try something. Did that get him? No, I don't think so. Oh my god. Oh man, look at this. Look at this portal shit. Look at that. Okay, come on. DMC5 ripped this off. Oh god, yeah. The freaking demon chicken fight. I even forgot like what that boss's original name was. I just call like just the demon chicken. Malphus, that's what it is. Malphus is not fit to pretend she's like our great leader. Yeah. Oh man. There we go. Now then, what do you say about one last super missile? Or not? Oh, come on. Ah, come on. No, no. Oh my god. He is changing his direction. Like, he can sense when I'm getting that close to, like, the gap in his shield. This game knows. Truly the universe's greatest wonder as a visage. All hail Ing in his scrumptious glory. God, I am losing so much health over the this whole thing. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the split-second timing for a lot of this stuff is really... Yeah. Okay. There. Got the Chrysalis. Targets regen shells magnetically charged. 11 weak points have been detected. Target them with concussive blast. Yeah. Spider Ball, Morph Ball. Because... everyone here loves the spider ball. Okay, come on. Just... oh my god. Are you kidding? Let me back up. Oh my god. At least I'm getting some amount of health refills. Probably intentional, but just noticed all the bombable spots look like Dark Samus. Oh god. Okay. I am doing my absolute best to keep up with chat while I'm also focusing on, like, not dying. Oh my god. So much of these things are just trying to cockblock me. Don't die. Yes, I'll gladly take that advice. Yeah, and just spam bombs like a madman. This phase is a dawdle, easy peasy. Yeah, it's just, you just do so much damage boosting in order to be done with it. Like, all these dark ink puddles also kind of help as far as, like, giving you back some of your resources. Okay, am I missing one more? Oh yeah, right over here. There we go. Here we are. Mutated Emperor Ing. Now I think this fight can really start. But let me also absorb some of this energy, please. Now, oh boy. So beautiful. Okay, altered ruler of the Ing Horde. Further phase-on mutation of the Emperor Ing has occurred. Creature seems to only take damage when its heart is light or dark. Find a way to change the heart to one of these colors. Capable of shielding its vulnerable areas with energy barriers. Opposite polarity can damage these barriers. Heavy damage to the barriers will cause them to drop, exposing the creature's weak spot. Yeah, so just a reminder of, hey, light and dark beam, use it. It's Metroid Prime's first phase, but even lamer. Oh god. I guess that might... Yeah. There we go. Okay. No idea why I didn't think that would work. Wait. Ah, come on. There. Oh, come on. Yeah, just the slow speed of the Dark Beam's charge shot's not as efficient as I would like. I'm still trying though, but nah, it might not be worth it. Oh, come on. Actually hit the damn thing. What is wrong with you? It's like easier to like use the light beam when he's vulnerable. Yeah. Yeah, I can kind of see where your perspective is coming from on this, Grunt. Oh, I jumped that. No, I didn't want screw attack right then. What is... Oh my god, game. Man, and I was doing so well at the start, too. Ah! Come on. Like, actually, properly angle the hits. There. Oh, look at that. Oh my... It really would be a lot more manageable if just the angling on it wasn't as big a problem as it is. Oh wait, this might actually help it. Yeah. Okay, just keep focusing. Open up again, you bastard. I do worry, though, about, like, whether or not I'm gonna die during this. Or if it's not gonna show mercy. Ing's not a bastard. He's come from a long line of prestigious insects. How does all of that just not connect? And he's so close to dead anyway. For God's sake, game. Come on. Stop making me have to double jump for every, like, shot I need to take in order to hit him. Yeah. You come at the Emperor, you best not miss. Just for fuck's sake. Okay. You best not miss too much. You're gonna miss a lot. Yeah. Okay. Missiles at least still seem to be a pretty solid way of going about it. Come on, please. It's like, it would be so much easier if he would just keep switching to, like, his polarity being dark. Because light charge beam actually has the benefit of, like, locking on. Oh my god. Please, just drop some ads for me. Something that I can, like, use to regain my health. You did it once, man. Come on. Ugh. Okay, good. Yes. Die. Oh my god. That really is, like, the only good option you have for getting a reliant, like, series of hits. Oh, man. Good. Now, please give me all my health and energy back. Please. Thank you. Oh, God. I can feel my left index finger getting so sore from holding onto that trigger. Oh, man. And just like that, the Empire falls. Oh, my God. It's so exhausting. They really timed your skill level pretty closely. Yeah, and again, it's like what I was talking about. Imagine how much more of a nightmare this has to be if you weren't going for 100% items. Like, you'd be so boned, like, and just so much more frustrated the whole way. Anyway, now for escape sequence. And thank God it gave me back all my health. Why would I imagine being a loser casual gamer? You know what? Fair. For what it's worth, though, I think all the times that I've beaten Metroid Prime 2, it's always been 100%. Because the first time I played without doing it, I had quit. Because it was like, it was clearly not worth it. Okay. Now for an escape sequence with an additional boss that we have to beat in that time limit. So yeah, hope I don't die at this point, because... yeah, that'll suck. Like a true elite gamer trademark. Wines aside, this is a pretty good game all told. It is, yeah. And while I think, like, some parts of the Ing Emperor fight are inconsistent, this fight we're about to do is pretty baller. Time for one last duel. We've got 7.5 minutes. It really is, yeah, because it's like, you look at her skull and it's like the same face as Metroid Prime's core. Oh god, now I just realized I could just pull a Wesker and go 7 minutes. 7 minutes is all the time I have to play with you. Target's phase-on energy weaponry and defense systems are all full power. Phase-on exposure has rendered Dark Samus invisible to the Dark Visor. Okay, Sephiroth. Oh jeez, oh jeez. Oh my god. Yep. They found another use for the sound visor in combat. It's actually really great. Yeah. Okay, come on. Here it is, and Dark Samus 4. There we go. Logbook complete. I just wish it was clear to figure out when she's invulnerable. Yeah, I think the whole tell is like the anytime that there's like a clear barrier of phase-on around her. Dark Samus, unstable phase-on energy form. Target can generate shield immune to all forms of attack except phase-on energy. Draw and expel phase-on for use as a weapon. Yeah, we get our hyper beam back. Let's go. God damn it. Okay, I'm actually forgetting how exactly I'm supposed to properly expel the phase-on back at her. Quick, someone look back up for me, I guess. I'll check in the logbook as well. Just what is it that I'm missing as far as, like, how do you properly, like, take the phase-on she expels and, like, send it back at her? Use charge beam to collect phase-on energy. That's, okay, never mind. I just wasn't holding the charge beam. Come on, do it. That's it! Yeah! Okay. Oh man, except that if it doesn't go exactly in the direction of your beam when you're charging, it just knocks you out of it. We'll get this, though. Oh, come on. There we go. Remember thinking how lame it was that you never got to play around with Hyper Beam and Phazon Beam. Then corruption happened, and I said, well, okay then. Yeah. And I think that, and the crazier part is that, like, according to Retro, like, the concept behind, like, Hyper Mode in general for Prime 3 was, like, actually like a major point of contention between Retro and Nintendo. Because apparently, of all things, like, Nintendo, at least, like, Kensuke Tanabe, since he was the producer, was all, like, he was pushing for it hard as, like, a big element of, like, risk and reward. Phazon, for some reason, just gets the right shade of light blue. Just favorite shade. Yeah. It's very neon-y. Oh, god damn. How did that... Ugh. There we go. You still have to kind of angle yourself properly. But yeah, the Dark Samus fights are still some of the fun, more fun fights of Prime 2, not counting Quadraxis, and I'll say the latter half of Chica. Because some of the stuff you do to fight Chica is legit pretty fun. It's just I don't like the larval stage of that fight. And look at that, even like when she's on the ropes, you're still having to use, like, everything. Okay, come on. Give me one more burst of Phazon. I'll return it to sender. Come on. Yeah! We did it. And with that, my stream titles for this playthrough were not a lie. Turning some big corruption boss fights into this more personal one-on-one combat feel was a good move. Yeah. And it's like, it's not to say that, like, the super big boss fights in corruption weren't still fun. You know, because, like, there's some pretty good ones that are very involved, but it's like the hunter fights in that game are so memorable. You know, like, on multiple levels. Good night, Ghost Troll Samus. Look at that! Using the scan visor in cutscene in a way that is consistent with how you've interfaced with those portals in gameplay. That is genius. Whew. What a triumphant, like, jump out of a portal from a dark netherworld. That is fantastic. You just ruined their whole dimension. Hey, it's what they get for trying to ruin ours. Whew. Ing Revolution time. Oh yeah, just all the Luminoth coming back and they're all like, lamp! Now Samus, we thank you for returning our light suits, as it was loaned property. Unfortunately, we must warn you about certain side effects. You may find yourself wanting to come dangerously close to suspiciously bright objects. We can't really help it. That's just how it is. Yeah. Oh, you mean like this? That message and my appropriate use of like that emote could not have been better timed. Yeah. Zero Suit Samus has seen better days. Unsurprisingly, they got the weirdness of her model worked out by the time Prime 3 came around. It looks way more natural and fitting with the rest of the game. Yeah. It's just... Yeah, it is just the one major thing that feels off visually in this. Whew. That's Metroid Prime 2. Echoes. Ah, yeah, there's those familiar names. Brian Walker, Mark Pacini, Michael Kelbaugh. There's Mike Wicken. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, but I guess also... Or actually, maybe I could, like, send you the links in Discord later, Raph, since you're about to check out. But it's, like, I guess just to kind of lead into, like, why I know about, like, the... especially lately, like, the names of certain retro devs is because of, like, some interviews that I had, like... some podcast-style, like, interviews that I had been, like, watching on YouTube. It's from a channel called Kiwi Talks. And there's, like, quite a few from, like, the past few months that were, like, with retro, ex-retro devs specifically, and that's how some of this very interesting details about the Prime Trilogy came to light. Enjoy staring at Raston 3 as well. Enjoy your premium Ing citizenship. That's true, yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely I'll give you a link afterwards to the channel so you can check out those interviews. They're not too far back in like the video list. But yeah, you have a good day, Raph. Oh. A solid game, all things considered. And I definitely had like made mention about it like a couple streams ago, where it's like this is really important to always remember. I feel when you're playing games like these where like enough time passes that like the disappointments you have had with it start to feel more prominent in your mind. And it goes to show how valuable it is just like somewhat regularly revisiting it, just so like when you're in the middle of the act of actually playing a game like this, the positives of how well made it is and everything else helps you, like, not cling on to those disappointments or critiques you have that would otherwise, like, color your perception of what the game is, you know? Something that is admittedly, like a core problem in a lot of, like, internet discussion whenever people are talking about games. Like, this was still a lot of fun. I at least have, like, a better understanding and kind of appreciation for, like, the light dark world system in this, just because after playing another Metroidvania that had that similar concept, the fact that this still ultimately did a lot better was, like, nice to see. It's just more involved in terms of, like, routing and progression than, like, than you realize, kind of no matter what. Like, it's hard both on the player's end, but I could only imagine just how even more insanely complicated it is on the developer's part. Just having to make, like, two, like, similar but different versions of each room actually work together. Like, that's impressive. And you know, and I think another thing that I especially appreciate now is like getting like my memories of like how the boss fights played out in this game, like getting a proper like update on that perspective, because I remember like on the whole them being better than Prime ones, and at the end of this I'd say they definitely still are. Yep, percentage complete 100%. Only 10 hours and 47 minutes in terms of recorded time. That's clearly not what happened. This is clearly took more like 15 to 16 hours or something. But yeah, just like going back through some of these bosses again and being reminded how some of the phases behind them are just like, they go on a bit longer than they need to, which is weird because like the phases after them are generally more engaging. So it makes me actually more excited now to go back to Prime 3 and see how those bosses overall stack up compared to this. Like, do they avoid the specific problems that I have with like certain parts of them in this game? I guess that'll be very interesting to know on Monday, since like that's gonna be when Prime 3 starts. I'm giving myself a bit of time this weekend to just kind of kick back and like chill out for a little while. I'm not mentally and physically prepared yet to go straight into the sequel, especially with motion controls like literally the following morning. Since Saturdays, my schedule for that is just like doing those on like in the late morning, because I don't have work. So it's like, hey, if I don't have work on some days, like might as well not save these streams for the end. It's only on days when I actually have work that I kind of have to do them late at night. Alright. Did you ever find out there was an account setting reason I don't get you my follows and you don't show up in browsing discoverability? Like, I asked some people that I know if they had, like, similar issues. And from what I described to them and, like, what they then relayed to me, it really does sound more like a weird, inconsistent thing, like if it's not like a problem on like the followers end, then the worst case seems it might just be like a weird error in like Twitch's situation. Because I've had like another VTuber that I know, like a friend of hers, for whatever reason, like I think like a friend of hers that streams who might be like an affiliate status, you know, someone more than me, for some reason like her notifications did not like go out to the person that was following her for like a week or something. So I don't know. It might be a good idea to like double check like your notification settings and like just disable smart notifications. Like if you click right now on all the people streaming Prime 2, you're not there, even if I link straight from your game category. That is still bizarre. Like I've doubled and triple checked all the possible settings on my end for like viewability and just like presence on Twitch. And like I don't think I feel like I've kind of hit the limit as far as like what other things I could possibly do that would like fix that or not. Can I see myself there? I mean, I guess I'll quickly try and just turn on Twitch. We'll see how that goes. Because I normally try and avoid having extra like windows and especially browsers up during this time. I mean, I got to the homepage and looked at, like, it says I'm streaming Metroid Prime 2. You know? Wow, you're right. That is weird. Like, it doesn't even show mine there. It does say to me that, like, I am live. I am streaming that. It's just not showing up in the category, which... At this point, fuck if I know. That's really all I got left to say. Oh well. I'm still gonna... Yeah, thanks, Twitch. That's basically the... That's basically my default for anything... For any time I'm having some kind of problem with, like, services of this nature. Just blame the service itself. Even if it's providing me the tools to, like, get all this stuff set up, it's like I'm not gonna withhold from biting the hand that feeds anytime they're clearly not doing something right. Which, in this case... is actually showing my damn stream for people to see that aren't just getting like a that aren't just seeing the link in like the something awful stream threads or the like. Just get 100k concurrent viewers so you can get a partner. Then you can ask someone. Yeah, God willing. I still need to make a stronger push for affiliate before I can even work towards partner. Like, I only need, like, less than 20 followers, and I'm pretty sure I could, like, get some people I know to, like, if I can figure things out, to, like, possibly stick around more to boost, like, the average viewer count up to 3. It's just, yeah. It definitely feels like in the past few weeks, I've kind of hit a wall as far as, like, where I've been able to reasonably, like, pimp out my channel to people I know that would be interested. So who knows? Again, I'm not streaming again until Monday when I start Prime 3, so I'll have like the following 2 days to think about it. But thanks again for joining for the whole for this ride, you know? I know there's this new thing called Let's Play. Have you tried looking into that? Funny, I've been doing that for the past several years. Not like that's helped much. Especially since I literally had to, like, change over, like, my email and, like, start a new channel where I started making an effort to, like, not have all of my videos unlisted. But that's neither here nor there. Speaking of which, I probably should, like, get my Steel Battalion Let's Play on the forums, like, ready for the archive. I've been procrastinating on, like, getting that submitted to Baldurk, so one of these days. Anyway, I'm gonna check out. It is already... I literally don't know what else to say to that. I mean, I get that there are VTubers out there that are all in on, like, playing up, like, the lewd factor for their characters and encouraging people to, like, do that sort of stuff, like, in fan arts and whatnot. And it's like, and even with their own material. And I'm like, not to say that I'm adverse to it, but I sure as hell am nowhere close to like, doing anything like that where I would be confident. Thanks for the stream. Keep your clothes on. Oh, don't worry. All these clothes are staying on. Like, this uniform, this scarf, this jacket, everything. Okay. Now to clock out and actually get some sleep. Whew. See you for Prime 3, everyone. Later.